You're watching Artful Living with Dina. If you like what you see, please like and subscribe for more. Hi, I'm Dina and we are here in downtown Darien. And I have a special surprise for you today. We are going to get to tour Open Gates, a bed and breakfast right here on the square. We are going to meet the owners, Zach and Carrie, and talk to them how they have restored this beautiful 1876 home and turned it into an incredible bed and breakfast. So follow me.
Welcome.
So glad to be here.
Good to see you again, dear.
Oh, I'm so glad to be here, and I'm so excited for you to tell me about this incredible bed and breakfast. Tell me a little bit about the history.
So this house was built in 1876 by a local gentleman by the name of Isaac Means Aiken. He was a timber baron at the time. He had a few sawmills around the area.
Oh, so exciting. So I bet there's some incredible things inside.
Absolutely, absolutely. Starting with this door and this amazing palm boondoggle. The wives' tale is that it helps keep your house from getting hit by lightning.
How about that? And I noticed you have done the haint blue ceiling out here on the porch.
Absolutely, that's a Southern tradition here in the South.
That's
I think.
right.
So we've been told.
Keeps the
Spirits
keep the
away.
spirits away, and also I think it does something with pests. I'm not really
I
sure.
think the bees,
The
so they
bees,
don't collect
that's
on it
right.
as well.
That's right. Well, let's go right on inside.
Sounds
I'm
good.
so
Come on
excited.
in.
And I think
Oh, wow. Look at this great staircase.
Thank you. It's original to the house, and if you stand on the stairs, you can tell it's a little lower than most staircases these days because they say people were shorter back in the day.
Beautiful natural light coming through.
Oh, yeah, the big window on the landing there. That is gorgeous.
This is a great place for brides to get their photos taken. Absolutely.
Having the photo made with a long veil trailing down the staircase. This is the perfect photo op right
It's
here.
beautiful, absolutely.
This is just a warm welcome when you come into the bed and breakfast too.
That's what we want it to be. We want it to be your home away from home.
And that's kind of what we went for here. You know, you can take these big, beautiful old homes and modernize them in a, a more traditional way that fits you and your style, and but still keep that
Coastal feel.
That's it.
Yeah.
So this room here is the library room.
Oh, so I love the woodwork, the paneling.
Yeah. The interesting thing about this room is it was actually added on in the late 1930s, early 40s.
Okay.
So it was not original to the home.
The wood paneling on the walls is all cypress as far as we know. On the ceiling is the heart of pine. We know that because we put it up.
Oh, okay.
And this is a really interesting piece to the home. When they added this on in the late 1930s and 40s, they put oak flooring over the original heart of pine flooring on the downstairs room. And this is a cutout from the AC unit, and you can see how thick in the other room, in the dining room in the original home, how thick this flooring actually is. But they put the oak on to make it all match on the downstairs floor. So,
And it's a beautiful floor, and I love that it's the original floor, and it just flows all the way from the foyer right in here through the living room and dining room.
Yes.
Oh, wow. This is just a great place if you're staying here for the bed and breakfast to come in the afternoon and just sit down, enjoy the view, big windows. And also, it's a versatile space. You could actually have like a little reception in here.
yeah, we do baby showers and bridal showers a lot. A lot of the brides use this room as getting ready with their bridesmaids and stuff.
Okay.
And it allows, with this open window out to the yard, it allows them to kind of see the space transform throughout the day too. So
Oh, that
it's
is
great for,
wonderful. They
for
can
the brides
watch
to
what's going on.
watch what's going on. And
Oh, wow. One thing that's so unique about going in everybody's home is they all have collections. And this is an incredible collection of old photos, all about Darien, Georgia.
Yes, I bought these at an estate sale of a local gentleman who lives across the square as well. And this was in his family's collection, and they're just all old photos of Darien back in the day, some of the waterfront before it was changed to what we know as today's Darien waterfront.
Just a lot of history here. I love the ship. That's probably my favorite picture there is the old ship. Well, let's go see more.
Yeah, absolutely. Right this way. This is the living room in here. It's just another common space for guests to enjoy and relax, have conversation, meet other guests. The brides love this room because of my giant mirror here.
Oh.
It makes a great photo spot as well. But tall 12-foot ceilings, Zach?
I believe they're 12 foot. I'm right at 6, so I always think it's 2 of me.
So all the molding, all the doorway casings, all that, is that original to the house?
As far as we know,
Yeah.
it is.
As far as we know. And over in this big space, there used to be a couple sliding doors, but they are no longer part of the house.
The pocket doors.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
they
pocket.
were
Yeah, I wish they were still
doors.
here. We
Okay.
should find some new ones.
I love this space because how you've mixed modern furniture in a very traditional home. And it just gives that look of, you can have an older home, but you don't have to have all the older furniture. You
Correct.
can cook some nicer, comfortable furniture.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can mix it with old pieces as well. This is probably one of my favorite pieces that we've recently acquired. So you can kind of mix and match and it all kind of works together.
And this is another great space, just to, come in if you're staying with the bed and breakfast, just somewhere to come down and just sit before breakfast.
Absolutely. A lot of guests sit and have coffee out here and just
Either, we'll grab a cup of coffee and enjoy it in here, or out on the front porch,
in
or
the cooler months.
or in the library as well. But
Yeah.
we just want it to be your home away from home when you come and stay with us.
Oh, that's so nice. So tell me a little bit about your background.
Yeah, so my background is in culinary arts and food service management. Right out of school, I went to work on a small cruise line for a couple years. Got a lot of hands-on experience there. Kind of became a chopping robot for a couple years. So after the cruise line, I took a little break and I moved down to New Zealand for a year and kind of backpacked and did all the touristy things, waited tables. But then when I came back to the States, I started working on private motor yachts. So I ended up doing that for about 10 years before coming here to Darien. Towards the last couple of years of that, met my beautiful bride, kind of hit the reset button on life and took a chance on a B&B in Darien.
So how did you find this place? You found this place.
I actually found it online, believe it or not. I was in the Caribbean and I had told her that the next time I come back, I want to come up and check out this town and see if it's somewhere where we want to live or a business that we can grow. We weren't even thinking of doing weddings before we came here, but the park right next door is a great place for that. And we have a great backyard area for the reception and the party afterwards.
The house was beautiful. It needed some work at the time when we had bought it, but it definitely was something that we could build on and make our own. And we've done that in the last 13 years being here. Darien's such a great little town, great people.
Small town charm, small town feel.
I love Darien, Georgia. I
Just
think
can't
it's
beat
just
it.
like a hidden gem.
It
I
really
mean,
is.
Not a lot of people know about it. Of course, I've come up every year for the Blessing of the Fleet. That's a big thing here in Darien, Georgia.
It's the biggest festival on the Georgia coast, I believe. It represents all of our shrimpers and fishermen here, which is obviously the local staple of the fresh Georgia shrimp on the coast.
So that brings me to another question.
The Darien Shrimp Delight.
That's it, the Darien Shrimp Delight.
When we first moved here, I thought, I'm going to have to showcase the local fare and the seafood. And I wasn't quite sure how to do that with breakfast, but the Darien Shrimp Delight is kind of a mixture of shrimp and grits and eggs Benedict with a little bit of yellow corn grits with andouille sausage, a little roasted red pepper sauce, shrimp cake that's just chopped up shrimp with a little panko breadcrumb browned and finished in the oven with a poached egg and hollandaise sauce on top of that.
So this is your recipe?
Yeah, straight from my mind.
It's the only place you can get the Darien Shrimp Delight.
Yeah.
So you might just have to come here and stay for the Darien Shrimp Delight.
Absolutely. Well, it came about because years ago, bedandbreakfast.com, they used to do a recipe competition every year. And he had actually won the year before for his crepes. So he's also really well known for his sweet stuffed crepe cigars. Then the following year, they decided to do another competition, and the theme was local fare, local ingredients, and so that's where he came up with the Darien Shrimp Delight that year. So
awesome. Well, this is a beautiful setting. Everything about the oyster shells on the table.
Carrie actually makes those.
Oh,
Yes,
really?
they do.
Those are just gorgeous.
thank you.
I love it. I think that they just add that extra, you're on the coast.
Yes, absolutely.
Without saying you're on the coast. It's just those little touches that make this place, I think, so special.
Absolutely.
For sure.
I do want to show the kitchen, if you don't mind, just a little,
Yeah, absolutely.
since we're in the dining room. So this has recently been updated.
Yes, this was our COVID project, actually. Definitely a labor of love. Her and I both took the plaster off the walls and the ceiling, took it down to the studs, new electrical, new plumbing, 2 brand new stoves. These things are tanks.
Those are amazing.
Literally tanks. They're very heavy.
Chef's dream.
Yeah, they're perfect.
I love the
So,
island. I love
yeah.
the color. And this floor.
Yeah, this floor is the original Heart of Pine.
That we
So,
discovered.
it was covered, a thin piece of plywood, and then it had some old vinyl tiles on top of it that looked like 2 bricks. And we were able to take it down and put our spin on it.
And all the woodwork around the windows and the door trims and stuff, that's original Heart of Pine as well. And we actually just stripped all the old 100 years of paint off of it. We just loved the wood look and wanted to keep to the original character of the home. And so
I love that. I just think it gives that just touch. I'm so glad you didn't paint it.
Yes.
So many people will paint that after they take the.
it was a lot of work to get 150 years of paint off of it. And it was just so pretty. That Heart of Pine wood is
Yes.
gorgeous. So
And I love the choice of light fixtures.
thank you.
I mean, I would think that this would be just something
Plenty of space.
wonderful to work in. Wonderful
for
to
sure.
work in. All right. What a beautiful space. Y'all did a great job.
Thank you. Thank
All
you.
right. Let's go see some of the bedrooms.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll take you into the downstairs room, which is our island room.
Okay. It's a beautiful room. I love the linens. The
Thank
fresh white. I love that. And I love this little settee at the end of the bed.
All pieces we've acquired over the years and try to, still keep that clean look, but give it a little bit of the history look as well. So
It's beautiful. You do a great job with your
thank
decor
you.
and
I
everything.
appreciate it.
It looks really, really comfortable.
One of the things that we like to feature or point out as a nice amenity for our guests is the chocolates that are on the bed. These are dark chocolates with little bits of toffee and sea salt. They're all in a seashell shape, and they are from my neighbor directly across the street. We call it the Chocolate Factory, but it's called Sugar Marsh Cottage.
Sugar Marsh Cottage. Okay.
Yep, best neighbor I ever had.
Now tell me, how many bedrooms do you have here? And how many guests stay on a typical weekend?
Yeah, so we have 5 bedrooms here. We have 1 on the downstairs floor, 3 upstairs, and then we have our carriage house out back. So we have 5 rooms total. We sleep 10 comfortably. We've got a king bed and a twin bed in 2 rooms, so technically we could sleep up to 12 if we had to. On a typical weekday or weekend, it's usually 10. So this is our backyard space.
Yep.
This is probably one of my favorite parts of owning the business, is doing events and weddings. I just love it. And coming down these stairs and out of the library room and opening up to your reception is a great entryway for a lot of brides and bridal parties to be entered into their reception. The DJ or the band is usually under the pergola here and making that announcement,
Right.
welcome Mr. or Mrs., to your reception. yard space is very large and it's got several different aspects to it and different spaces. So brides can really kind of customize it to whatever they want. We've had brides do large tents in this area before. A lot of them just like the natural look of with the lights at nighttime really just totally
changes the whole ambiance of the evening.
We've got 5 large magnolia trees on the property along with a couple of large oak trees. So they just are stunning. The whole entire property is pretty much just surrounded by greenery and lush landscaping. And it just kind of gives that natural look for a lot of brides who are looking for that beautiful coastal outdoor wedding.
And I love how the moss just hangs in the trees.
It's one of the prettiest things here for sure.
When I first moved here, I thought it was gonna feel like Halloween all the time.
Yeah.
I don't have moss from where I come from, and I always thought it would be spooky, but it's
romantic.
Feels romantic, more enchanting. It's just a beautiful backdrop.
And then over here, I see this huge, is it a grilling area?
It's an old fire pit that's been in the yard for years. And a lot of brides kind of turn it into their bar area. And I've got my bar cart here with a bunch of my ferns on it. Brides are more than welcome to use it, or we just kind of hide it away. You can kind of turn this into just a middle ground of the space. And then you've got the large yard over here as well, where you can do an intimate dinner hour and then put your dance floor over here for later in the evening.
Right.
But again, the space is so large, you really can kind of customize it for whatever you're looking for.
Right. I just love these big urns you put out here. That just, gives it just like an entrance.
It does, yeah. And usually I can put ferns on top for the weddings and stuff. I think they're over here getting water today. So it just kind of centralizes the space. And this here is our carriage room.
Let's run up there. I really want to see what's in the carriage room.
Yeah, absolutely.
And what do you use the carriage room for? Is it just another space for?
So it's actually our bridal suite, or I call it our bridal suite, but this is our outdoor room. And I've kind of decorated it like a bridal suite.
Okay.
It was actually added onto the house in about the same time the library was added on. And this was for the men's cigar room back in the day.
The man cave.
I love the ceiling. Pine ceiling again.
Yep. We actually put this ceiling up as well.
And this one you whitewashed.
We did. I wanted it to feel very romantic and give it a little cottage feel, so they felt like they were far away from the guests, and at the end of their evening they could just relax and
But still be able to overlook the party from the balcony as well.
And this is a big room. You've got a seating area over there, a huge king-size bed in here, chair, nightstands. I mean, there's a lot of room in this space.
It is. It's cozy.
Cozy. Yep. And did you do the bed? Did you do the bed, paint the bed yourself?
I did. Most of the furniture in here I've redone just to kind of make it match and fit the room. So I did. I've done the table, the dresser, the walls, all the trim work and stuff around all the windows. It actually was a wood color when we first had bought it. And I just wanted the room to feel more soft. And so I painted it a white from Sherwin-Williams, just a white. And then I bought a glaze, like a dark black glaze, and I glazed over it. And you just kind of wipe it on and wipe it off until you get the look that you're looking for.
It reminds me of a weathered look.
Yes.
Just almost like driftwood.
Yeah, exactly.
So
And it softens the room up quite a bit too.
Just imagine this would be your view, just watching the whole day unfold.
It's just a beautiful setting. So if you're a bride, this definitely needs to be on your radar.
It's a great southern venue for sure.
It is. Now this is the side yard with another set of lights.
It does open up to our courtyard and into the square as well.
And this is a great entryway for another option to maybe have the cocktail hour over here.
Right.
Immediately after the ceremony in the park, where you don't have to come in through the front side, you can come over from this way.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's what's so great about the yard being so large and different spaces. You really can customize it however you want.
That's what I was thinking. This is such a customizable space. So your wedding doesn't look the same as
Exactly.
another person's wedding. You can come in as a bride and you can say, I want this here and this here. And the next person does it completely different. Oh, that is so awesome.
More than happy to help you set it up however you like.
And then not only do you do weddings, you do other events too, right?
We do. We do a big New Year's Eve party every couple years, which is a big fun thing for a lot of the locals. It's become kind of a famous party in town.
Yeah.
But we've done some special dinners out here throughout the year. So different events for depending on what you're looking for.
And with the New Year's Eve party, y'all drop the big jellyfish, right?
Zach
Is that
came
right?
up with that idea originally.
Jelly ball drop.
Jelly ball.
It is a big jellyfish. It has lights. We do it out front, kind of in front of the property so everybody can see it.
Zach does a great big prime rib buffet. We do the buffet in the dining room, and then we have the party and stuff in the backyard.
We try to do something a little bigger and better each year.
Shake it up a little bit.
Yeah.
So this is a good entry to the party or the venue.
Yeah, the whole outside yard pretty much does a full circle.
Right.
And so you can get to the backyard from the front of the property or on the side of the property, and it just does a full circle to keep things moving throughout the night. We've got our other big, beautiful magnolia behind us here as well. So we have five large magnolias on the property that kind of surround the entire property.
So Open Gates is 150 years old this year.
This year, yes.
So you're planning a celebration, birthday party, anniversary party, birthday party.
We're calling it a birthday party for the
Okay.
house. And it's going to be late September. So keep a lookout for that on our social media posts and stuff. But we've got a local band coming into play, and we've got a couple of special things we're working on. So we're excited.
Good. Well, we'll be looking forward to it.
Well,
If y'all want to go and cool off a little bit,
sounds good.
I'm going to go over to the park. You've been watching Artful Living with Dina. If you like what you see, please like and subscribe for more.